The NASCAR Truck Series race has concluded from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we see some fantastic racing, great battles, and Ben Rhodes pick up his first win in the 2023 Truck Series season. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. We got some stuff to talk about from this race. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, before the green flag drop in tonight's race, a couple drivers had to start at the rear of the field. Tyler Ankrum and Nick Sanchez, and I believe also Chris Wright also had to start at the rear of the field due to engine changes and unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, he had Tanner Gray lead the field from the inside with Ty Majeski on the outside, and Tanner Gray was able to hold on to the race lead with some really good battling going behind. Then on lap 4, we saw Corey Heim able to pass for the race lead. Meanwhile, back on the next lap, we saw Ty Majeski get loose on the bottom trying to pass Tanner Gray for second position. They got loose, and they dropped back a ton of positions. And we saw some fantastic racing happening up front. Roger Kroof got up second. He was challenging up front to get up there to challenge for the race lead, but eventually he started dropping back and fell pretty far back. Meanwhile, Carson Osebar's truck was really starting to come in. He started like at 12th or 13th night and jumped up to second, was catching Corey Heim for the race lead of stage 1, but he would not catch him, and Corey Heim would come off the corner and win stage number 1. All the lap trucks would come down pit road with Corey Heim winning the race off pit road, followed by Carson Hocevar. Unfortunately, Matt Mills would get a speeding penalty on pit road, and we also saw, I believe it was Roger Groove, had a jack issue on pit road and would have to come back down pit road due to that issue. So then on the next restart, at Corey Heim lead the field from the inside with Carson Hocevar on the outside, and Corey Heim was able to clear for the race lead. But as the run went on, we saw Carson Hocevar and Corey Heim put on a really, really good show. It took a little bit. Eventually, though, Carson Hocevar was able to pass Corey Heim for the race lead, and he started stretching out and pull away. And he would come off the corner and win stage number 2. Then only lap trucks would come down pit road with Corey Heim winning the race off pit road after Carson Hocevar had a little bit of a slow stop. Unfortunately for Roger Kroof, his crew was over the wall too soon, probably trying to fix some of the damage they got, and that would cost them a shot. Then Tanner Gray had to come back down pit road with overheating issues and had some issues there. So then on the next restart, Corey Heim lead the field from the inside with Carson Hocevar on the outside, and we saw Corey Heim able to clear for the race lead. Meanwhile, Nick Sanchez had to come down pit road due to have a flat tire. He got into the outside wall that they basically didn't cover that at the beginning, but he had come down pit road due to a flat tire. And then eventually, we were able to see Carson Hocevar pass, and he was able to get the race lead from Corey Heim and took the lead. And he started pulling away, but then Armani Williams coming off of turn number 4, he would end up spinning coming to pit road, hit the inside wall really, really hard, and bring the caution. Now, that could have been way worse, ended up being. Glad to see Armani okay. He was really, really pissed off and frustrated after that, but glad to see that he was okay. So then, all the lap cars would come down pit road, and we see a little bit of strategy. Chase Purdy was tasty to come off pit road with fuel only. Hailie Deegan would come off pit road came off 4th with 2 tires, and Corey Heim came off 8th pit road after slow slop, and Carson Hocevar dropped back to 5th. And also Ben Rhodes, he also decided to take 2 tires as well. So then on the next restart, Chase Purdy lead the field from the inside with Ben Rhodes on the outside, and we saw Chase Purdy clear for the race lead. Actually, Ben Rhodes able to clear for the race lead. As they're coming off of turn 4, though, Zane Smith got really, really loose, battling for 3rd or 4th, with spin coming down to tri-oval, and unfortunately, Hailie Deegan got basically clipped on that. She was going to the inside, she got clipped, got a ton of damage, and Zane Smith would take himself pretty much out of contention. Just a mistake by Zane Smith, got really, really loose, and Hailie Deegan had nowhere to go. It's unfortunate because Hailie Deegan was up in the top 5. Yes, it was because of track position, but still, just a really unfortunately and a timing situation that she had. Just a really bad situation. Zane just made a really big mistake. So then, on the next restart, you had Ben Rhodes lead the field from the outside with Carson Hocevar on the inside, and Ben Rhodes able to clear for the race lead. But then eventually, Carson Hocevar was able to pass Ben Rhodes back for the race lead. Then on lap 104, the final caution race would come out for Tyler Ankrum and Chris Wright. Chris Wright and Tyler Ankrum were battling for 17th and 18th position, and Tyler almost got in the outside wall, and Chris Wright just could not keep his truck straight, and basically would clip in the outside wall, rider himself down the straightaway, and bring the caution out, taking both trucks out of contention in the race. On the radio, Chris Wright was not happy and was basically threatening to put him into the grandstands, which is completely unacceptable, and in that, my opinion, that was on Chris Wright. Every single week, that dude ends up wrecking. So I don't know why he's pissed off and upset at Tyler Ankrum, because that was clearly his fault. So Nick Sanchez also during that time, though, would get the free pass. So then on the final restart, you had Carson Hocevar lead the field from the outside with Ben Rhodes on the inside. Then we saw a 3-wide move by Christian Eckes, who sent it through the middle and sent it 3 wide and tried to get the race lead. Ben Rhodes able to clear, and Carlos Hocevar basically dropped all the way back to 5th position. And we all thought Carlos Hocevar was going to completely charge back up to the front, but unfortunately kind of eased stuff up a little bit early and was worried that he had a flat tire. But luckily he was able to continue on. At this point, though, you have Ben Rhodes leading, Corey Heim in second, Dean Thompson in third, and Carlos Hocevar in fourth. And they were basically battling each other basically for second position and dropped all the way back as Corey Heim started to fade. They would not be able to catch Ben Rhodes and drop 2 seconds back. And Ben Rhodes would come off the final corner and pick up his first win of the 2023 season. I believe become the 9th driver to win so far in the Truck Series this season, and lock his way into the playoffs, and also wins $50,000 as well. Ben Rhodes' truck really came to life in the second half of this race. Did he have a really good truck in the beginning? No, absolutely not. But they made the right adjustments, and they got up front. If you make the right adjustments, you're going to be a contender. So congratulations to Ben Rhodes on picking up his first victory of the 2023 season. His first win in over a year now, because his last win came at Bristol Dirt in 2022. They've kind of struggled as an organization this year. Doorsport has outside of Ty Majeski. So really great to see Ben Rhodes pick up the victory, a well-deserved win. So now we're going to look at the race results of tonight's race, and I'll give you my score of tonight's race. So Ben Rhodes picks up the victory. Corey Heim finishes second. Corey Heim had a top 3 or top 4 truck most tonight, probably the second best truck most of the evening, so he gets a well-deserved top 2 finish. His truck faded near the end, but still a great run for Corey Heim. He's definitely becoming a championship favorite and a championship contender, especially with how consistent he's been over the last 4 or 5 weeks. Really glad to see Corey Heim have a good run. Dean Thompson finishes third. I think he's almost star of the show tonight, maybe outside the next guy we're going to talk about, because Dean Thompson had a career night. Ran top 4, top 5 pretty much all night long. Had some experience, of course, from the ARCA series, but still did a really awesome and fantastic job maintaining up front. Thought he was going to fade. He didn't, and did a really good job tonight. A career night for him. Great run in third place. Carson Hocevar finishes fourth. Just like last year's race, he had the best truck. Unfortunately, he kind of fell back a little bit. The truck kind of faded a little bit as well near the end. Couldn't get back up front due to the dirty air, and then battling for him for second. I think if he cleared basically Corey and Dean Thompson, I think he could have had a shot to win. Still, though, a really good night for Carson Hocevar in fourth place. Probably should have won, but still gets top 5 finish. Grant Enfinger finishes 5th. He struggled in the beginning of this race, but his truck really came to him late. And he was driving up to the front, had one of the fastest trucks near the end of the race. Great run for Grant Enfinger in 5th place. Christian Eckes finishes 6th. He was my pick coming the weekend. I thought Christian was going to be a lot stronger than he was. And still gets a very solid top 10 finish, but thought he was going to be a little better, but still gets a very solid top 10 in 6th. Ty Majeski finished 7th. Majeski was up front early, got some damage a little bit early in the race. Does recover to finish 7th. Has to repair some of that damage. Still recovers to finish 7th. Solid run for Ty Majeski. Matt DiBenedetto finishes 8th. I'm telling you, Matt DiBenedetto is really starting to be a really solid driver at this point in the Truck Series. Got 3rd North Wilkesboro, finishes 8th. This team is really starting to gel. I think he's probably now in the playoffs at this point. A really good night for Matt DiBenedetto in 8th place. Didn't have a race-winning truck, but still a very solid night for Matt DiBenedetto in 8th. Nick Sanchez finished 9th. Very solid recovery for him. I think he had a top 5 truck. Unfortunately, though, that damage early, that flat tire cost him a shot at that, but a nice recovery in 9th place. And Taylor Gray finishes 10th. Very solid run for Taylor Gray tonight in 10th. Roger Crew finishes in 11th. Issues on pit road for Roger really cost him a shot and an opportunity. He had a really good run. I think Roger could have had a top 5 truck. I feel like this team's really turning a corner. They've had great pace. He qualified well. Those issues cost him a shot, though, but still a decent recovery for Roger Groove in 11th place. Matt Crafton finishes 12th. Crafton had about a top 10, a top 15 truck most of the night. Gets a very solid finish in 12th. Bailey Curry finishes 13th. Pretty good run for Bailey Curry tonight in 13th place. David Gillen finishes 14th. Gillen had a top 5 or top 6 truck most of the evening. It's a shame he couldn't finish farther up front, but it's great to see him back in the Truck Series nonetheless. Very solid top 15 finish, so probably should have finished higher, but finishes 14th. Jake Garcia finished 15th. Kind of was quiet most of the weekend. Does get a top 15, though. Chase Purdy finishes 16th. That call to stay out and get those tires, trying to drop him back a little bit. He ran there pretty much most of the night anyways, gets 16th. Lawless Allen finishes 17th. Jack Wood finishes 18th. Daniel Dye finishes 19th. Colby Howard rounds at the top 20 and 20th. Brett Holmes finished 21st. Stuart Friesen, who had an issue on pit road, I believe, he finished 22nd. Zane Smith, after the damage, he finishes 23rd. Tyler Hill finished 24th. Mason Maggio finished 25th. Ryan Vargas finished 26th. Tanner Gray, who went a lap down after his issues, he was a really good truck early in the race, kind of fell back. He finished 27th. Tyler Ankrum, after the damage, finished 28th. Josh Rayun finished 29th. Matt Mills finishes 30th. Spencer Boyd finishes 31st. Chris Wright finishes 32nd. Haley Deegan finishes 33rd. Terrible break for her. Was going to probably have a top 10 or top 15 night. Just a shame that Zane Smith made a mistake and cost her run. She needs to move to Xfinity, in my opinion. She would do better in Xfinity, but she finishes 33rd. Justin Carroll finishes 34th, and Armani Williams finished 35th, and Keith McGee finishes last in 36th. So now we're talking about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score for tonight's race. Honestly, tonight's race is really, really good. Outside of a lot of the cautions happened in Stage 3, I thought the racing was absolutely solid. And while Ben Rhodes ran away with this race near the end, the racing behind was absolutely fantastic and absolutely outstanding. You had a lot of side-by-side racing, and this race was really, really good in my opinion. For that, I'm going to give tonight's Truck Series score overall a 9 out of 10. This definitely, for me, probably the best truck race or one of the better truck races of the season so far. There wasn't a lot of stupidity, though. You had the Chris Wright and Tyler Ankrum situation. But other than that, I thought the race was really, really good. Trucks put on some great racing. It wasn't like 10 or 15 yellows tonight. There were some yellows for sure. But overall, I thought this was a very solid race, in my honest opinion. So, that is going to tonight's Truck Series race review from Charlotte Motor Speedway. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notification on, so be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Link in the description below with that, and comment your thoughts below on tonight's race. What are your thoughts on tonight's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below, and congratulate Ben Rhodes on picking up the victory. Tomorrow on the channel, there is going to be a silly season update on the channel. There could be a second video up on the channel as well, depending if the Xfinity Series race happens or not. And honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. Sunday's weather is a little bit kind of issues as well that may not end up happening. But hopefully we'll have some racing this weekend at Charlotte other than the truck race. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching tonight's episode. And I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.